Hello, good morning, and welcome to Pondering Nigeria. And this is the headline for Friday, uh, the 17th or 16th of May 2025. My name is Omofils, and welcome to the show. We have a lot to talk about today, from politics to social issues this morning, and to everyday issues affecting the country, Nigeria. And if you do stay with me, please kindly subscribe to Ponder Nigeria, hit the notification bell, like this video, and let's roll this morning. So, before I introduce my headlines, this show, like I said, is all about the headlines, the trending headlines in Nigeria a day before, and breaking news that are happening in the country as well. Because as we sleep in the night, we have news that are also coming up that are happening in the night as well. Politicians, they move left, right, center at night, and they bring and the press go along with them. Um, for today, where do we start from? We have a lot to talk about because VDM, VDM or very dark rearranged for cyberbullying. We'll talk about that now. What else again? Atiku reveals coalition partners to stop Tinubu's re-election for 2027. Excuse me. And let's move on. Call for JAM Registrar Professor Isaac Oloide to resign. Finally, reps move to make voting compulsory for Nigerians. How true and how possible is that? So these are the major headlines we have. There are some I'll still bring in as we move. Then I will tell you what we have on our video of the day, because a lot of controversies that have been happening in the Senate and in the House. So that will be dealt with in our video of the day. So let's move on quickly and let's talk about our first story for the VDM is back in trouble again. Fresh legal trouble for him. But how would that be, and where would that take him to? So what is it now? Mommy's laptop. Go. So how will that affect what will really happen to VDM now that is in a fresh legal trouble, fresh legal wahala? So you see it. Now maybe his detractors or those that are waiting for him to fall are looking for loopholes now. There's a loophole here, and we had that in this case has been on for since last year, and since it has been on uh, since last year, I think he was arraigned May last year, 2022, when the likes of Iyabo Ojo and Tonto Dike accused him of cyberbullying. And when they accused him of cyberbullying, he was arraigned by the police, arrested by the police, arraigned, and was charged to court on a 5-count charge. Now this was last year. Since last year, nothing. I think close to a year now, nothing have happened in the case. So now the people, the so-called plaintiff in that case, because he's the defendant now, have resurrected that case again. Now they've charged him to court. They've arraigned him to court. Now, what is he charged with? I will let us know what he's being charged with, because a lot of issues concerning cyberbullying, the Cyberbullying Act, the cyberbullying law that was introduced is also part of it as well. So VDM is in trouble. Maybe small thing. It's in big trouble. The Bobo, they big trouble. So, and he has to. I think he has to bail himself out this time around. He has to bail himself out. That is just it. So what is VDM being charged with? That is just it. What is he being charged with? Okay, I looked at this thing when going through the case. That he had a bail last year, 10th of June. I think when he appeared in court for the second time, he had that bail of 10 million naira, and then people came in and made that bail. He asked him, "Bobo get the money?" But look at this is what he was charged. the first count of VDM's charge is this: um, that VDM is allegedly to have on or about October 13, 2023, intentionally published a video on his Instagram handle at VERYDARKMAN containing threats and bullying remark aimed at Samuel Ogutiba. That is the first count charge. So these people are coming together now. Samuel is a Nigerian producer and singer as well. Secondly, the second charge against VDM was that the second charge was accused of intentionally posting video on or about October 29th, 2023, via his Instagram handle, which contains grossly offensive, incisive, or menace information about Iyabo Ojo, the actress, the Nigerian Nollywood actress. In the third count, VDM is accused of knowingly publishing a false claim in January 2024, 2019-2024, that Tonto Dike is involved in criminal conversation of the proceedings for the crowdfunding for justice for Mohbad movement, and is the person behind the Glitch Love blog. So these are allegations coming in from those people. Then the fourth count, listen to the fourth count. The fourth count from these people is that VDM is alleged that on March 19, 2024, the defendant intentionally posted video on his Instagram handle containing insults and annoying remarks about the Deputy Inspector General of Police and lawmaker in the National Assembly. So these are his sins, so these are, and many other sins. So and many other sins he has committed along the way. So VDM is like they say, this is a big trouble for him. But there's nothing VDM cannot handle. I think his detractors were waiting for weaknesses, and they've seen those weaknesses, and that now they are taking this issue back to court. How will this pan out for VDM? We don't really know, but we know that he has his legal team that is led by Deji Adeoju. I think they will do a very good job. They will do justice to it. Can VDM survive this one now? Because they sense weakness now. This one with this guy, they don't catch him. EFCC don't catch him for. So we could use this time, take deal with him well. But will they succeed, or will VDM continue to work freely and do his thing on social media that he knows how to do best? Because let me say this: when your enemies sense weakness in you, that is when they pounce. And now VDM, like I said, is in its very vulnerable state. At this moment, is in a vulnerable state. Anything can happen. Any people can. I think most of us will say he has stepped on so many people's toes online, so many people's toes physically. But we all know how he does this thing, and we have to look at the big picture very well in terms of how he does this thing. Are these people right? Are they right? Time shall tell. Are they wrong? Time will also tell. But one thing I understand is that at this moment, this guy is in his vulnerable state, and he has to be careful as well, because his enemies have sensed weakness. Now they've gone back to court and they've resolved this case. Now I think his lawyer Deji told the court that VDM that he requests that his client be allowed to remain on the bail condition previously granted by Justice Ola Juwon. So Justice Ola Juwon granted the bail, that 10 million naira bail last time around, last year, and the police counsel Victor Okoye did not oppose the request. Justice Liman, who is the justice in this case like in Abuja now, upheld the early bail term and adjourned the matter until July 2025. So the next date of trial is July 2025 for VDM. Fresh case for him. Can he survive this? Let me know in your comment section. whether if he will survive this. Let's move on from there. We spent quite an amplitude number of time on this VDM story this morning. Let's move on. Atiku reveals coalition partners to stop Tinubu's 2027 re-election. How possible is that? I think there was an event yesterday, or a visit yesterday by Kogi West Senatorial District Senator, who came to see Atiku. He came to see Atiku. They met at an event, and the former vice president has revealed plans for a major political coalition involving the All Progressive Congress. That is one. The parties involved, the All Progressive Congress. That is one. The APC, the PDP as it stands, and the Labour Party to confront us. So these are the people involved in forming the coalition. There are agreed members of the PDP. There are the people from the Labour Party. There are not agreed members of the APC. Are people from the Labour Party, and also people from the PDP. So to confront what he described as incompetent, inefficient government of President Tinubu. How strong, those are strong words used by the former vice president. He also went on to announce that while addressing the delegation of stakeholders from Kogi East Senatorial District, led by former Deputy Governor of Kogi State, Simon Achuba, in Abuja. So this was what happened. Definitely these events will happen in Abuja. So the meeting also focused on addressing regional insecurity and foster unity in the north. Speaking at the event, Atiku expressed deep concern over Nigeria's worsening security crisis, blaming the Tinubu administration for lack of political will to address the issue. He recounts his experience as vice president during early days of the Boko Haram insurgents, highlighting how the decisive leadership under his administration had temporarily quelled the threat. So he has now reviewed people involved in the coalition, and we need to see how far the coalition. See, let me say this with regards to political alignment and realignment. In any election season, though we're not in an election season, it's just that the people want to make alignment and realignment, and that's why you see this defection. Like yesterday or day before yesterday, 3 house members moved to the APC, 2 from NNPP, 1 from PDP. That is going to happen. People will be moving in, they will be trooping in. So that is what is going to happen. There must be alignment and realignment on both sides of the aisle. You must see people crossing to this part, you must see people going to this part. We saw KB members of members of the Senate from KB State, 3 of them moving to the APC. Formerly they were not there. They just came in and they gave them the ticket and they won the election. Now they are taking that ticket back to the APC. So these are the things we're talking about. Except I think our electoral law needs to be strengthening. Our electoral law needs to be strengthening in such in a manner that it will detract people that are members of the House of Assembly, from moving from one party to another. If we do that in terms of our electoral act, I think it's not bad, and that's why you see people moving from left to right. For the former vice president, I think he has to work very hard with these people. Him and his partners or allies have to work hard to form a formidable coalition, or a coalition for the country. They need to work hard, but this is not the issue of PDP is involved, APC is involved, or this one is involved. The issue now on ground is if the coalition is strong enough to push President Tinubu back to the wall. Back to the wall, he says, put more pressure on the president and see if him and his party will yield come February 2027. This is what I'm talking. This is what the coalition have to do. The coalition has to put more pressure. They have to be formidable. Yes, there are men, a lot of men there, but I think with respect to what the Nigerian people need, they need a viable, a strong. I think for me, Atiku knows that this is the last straw for him. That after this, I think he has to yield in terms of political power, in terms of who and who we will be running. I think for me, this is his last straw. Will he win? Will he not win? I think it's a matter of some other day with regards to the former vice president. So let's move on. We still talking and still analyzing. Kindly subscribe to Pondering Nigeria. Hit the notification bell. Hit the like button. And send us your message and let us know what you think with regards to the headlines this morning. Let's move on. And on the next story, we look at calls for JAM Registrar Professor Isaac Oloyede to resign. There are calls for the professor to resign. There are calls for him to step down. He has been there for 8 years. I think it's high time for the professor to step down. For me, I think since he has been there for 8 years, it's high time. There are calls from Peter Obi, some senior lecturers in the universities, or Obi Ezekwesili, the former Minister of Education. There are calls that the man should resign. I think for me, he has overstayed. I think for me, it's high time for him to resign. We have seen the timeline of events that have happened across the country. We have seen JAM is to blame for failure, not the candidates. They are the one to be blamed for failure, not the candidate. Peter Obi comment JAM's register transparency and accountability. Was that tears yesterday about transparency and accountability? There are failures. There are failures across all board. I think for me, him and his team should resign. Everybody in that JAM team should resign, and holistic view should be brought in respect to what JAM will be in the future from now. Because if in the 21st century that we have AI powered systems, we have systems that will really help us, then what will really happen at the end of the day? What will happen? That is the truth. So I think for me, Professor Isaac Oloyede, for me, should resign, because somebody lost her life in this whole issue, and we're not looking at it. You saw people commending him, his university. Why are they commending him? Why? The issue of, they say, because he is transparent. The issue of transparency doesn't really comes in here, because everything is seen koro. Everything is seen in our naked eyes as everything unfolded. If the system, that's why system analysis should be performed on this system time in, time out. When they are upgraded, when they are even downgraded to something else, that system analysis should be done time in, time out. And that is why there are growing calls for him to step down. Somebody else, I think for me, if I was him, I would step down. I will give a timeline to step down. Now you are telling the student that on Saturday a fresh exam is going to. They have other exams as well. They have WAEC, and that is why Obi Ekwesili and Peter Obi are coming out talking about this. This was what Obi said. Obi, don't let the glitch become a crisis. Peter Obi loud alone the real show of accountability, but one of the damage caused by technical failure. This is his warning. And the emotional and psychological toll on students and their families is severe. That's what he said. Now, in a heartbreak case, it has led to somebody's death. JAM and other institutions must adopt rigorous quality assurance process, transparent communication, and prompt resolution of issues are vital for public trust. So this is what we're talking about. As a parent, as a student, will you trust JAM again? As a parent and as a student, will you trust JAM again? That is the question I need to ask each and every one of us this morning. As a parent and as a student, will you trust that with all that have happened in the past few days, with the glitches, with the failure, with the blame game, left, right, center, and with the revelation we have from the JAM register, will you trust this institution called JAM again? Because I don't really think people will trust this institution called JAM. I don't think so. Students, parents will not trust that institution. Now you are telling them in a few days' time they will receive the exam, blah 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 days. I don't think this is we should be rushing this exam. I think people should sit down. People like Oloy, they should sit down with his team and investigate thoroughly where those glitches come from. If the glitches are coming from somewhere, because this is not the first time it's happening. Last year we know of a student that has an issue. We know of that student that has an issue, and she said this was my score in JAM. And now Professor Oloyinde and his team are proving her right that there was glitches. There was a glitch last year, and this girl was persecuted, was carried over the country, dragged around, and now this is where we are now. Professor, for me, I think it's high time, as you have this ovation is being given to you now. It's high time to bow out from this game and somebody else to come and take him. So that is it. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so that is it. Obi Ekwesili, the former Minister of Education, also described the situation as a classical fiasco, quoting Steve Hawkins, the greatest enemy of knowledge. So I think this is what she said, and it is not. Please excuse me, please. Let me just take a break. Let me take a small break, please. Please, let's take a small break and see. Close the door. So she went on to label the whole situation as, what is it now? Go and watch. Go and watch. Go and watch. She went on to label the whole situation as a classical fiasco. She criticized authorities for initially dismissing concern instead of objectively examining, especially the Minister of Information, instead of examining the situation, the system, and looking at the issues. So activist Aisha Yusuf also condemned the Education Minister, Dr. Tajudeen Alausa, for hastily attributing mass failure to to strict exam standard without confirming the root causes. Chidoka also, okay, Chidoka, these are the people that are lauded, but there are calls from his colleagues in the university system to stop to criticize him, and that's it. No. Let's go. I asked you to stay here. I asked you to stay here. I'm staying here. I say you're free. What about you? If you saw me, I'll not be happy with you. Sit down. Keep quiet. So his friends in the university, some of them are lauding him and praising him for his accountability. But this, for me, this is not accountability. He has to step down. He has to give that position to somebody else. So a new voice should come into the room and speak to the student and speak to us as well. So let's move on. Yeah, let's look at the reps move to make voting compulsory for Nigerians. How possible it is? I think this is a dangerous. See, they won't like it though. The reps don't look, because if you make voting compulsory, a lot of people will vote, and if they vote, you know what's going to happen. See, when more people vote, the party in power, there's likely that the party in power will lose. Is that what the House of Reps want? They want to make voting compulsory. My brother, just let the sleeping dog lie as it is now. Because there's no way, if you make voting compulsory and at the end of the day you expect that you will win election, because people will now, hopefully, I think Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, his time in INEC is gradually winding down, and there are some reforms that are coming in, and we hope to see those reforms happening soonest. Yes, we hope to see those reforms happening soonest. We hope to see those reforms gathering momentum left, right, center, and let's see where it takes us to, because we need changes. We need extraordinary changes in our electoral system. Every 4 years, every year there should be changes in the electoral system, because off-cycle election also happen. When we notice changes, when there are supposed to be changes, off-cycle election happens, and those changes need to be implemented going forward. When there are challenges, solutions are provided, changes are being made, and we need to go forward with regards to people need to look at how changes are being made. What happened? Skip. Yeah. Go and skip. No, skip already. I'm coming. Go and touch it. Okay, so that is it. So let's go to our final listen, the video of video. Let's listen to what this video is all about. I think it is scary for me. This video, it is basically scary for me. And let's I can't skip it, Daddy. Daddy, I can't skip it. Oh no. Daddy, skip it. Daddy, press it. Daddy. Okay, I think there's an issue. Let's see if we can bring that video in. Daddy, mom's laptop. Mom's laptop, Daddy. Let's see if we can bring that video in. I think I want to see if there's a possibility we can bring that video in. I can't really find that video, but let's see. Okay, I think I've seen the video now, so let's see if we can bring it in. It's an issue.
Iṣẹ́ National Assembly ó yé mi. Now let me say something here. Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn gbọ́. There is no honourable member in the National Assembly as of today. Quote me anywhere and I'm saying it publicly. Tó bá jẹ́ honourable member, even from this federal constituency, we have 9 honourable members from Osun State. Kò sí honourable member kankan as of today láti ìgbà tí Tinubu ti débẹ̀ tó ní constituency project less than £1 billion. Ṣẹ̀rí tẹ́lẹ̀ kò pọ̀ tó yẹn, wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní last year ni. There is no honourable member tó bá lọ s'Abuja lónìí bóyá wọ́n ṣe yọ subsidy táwọn governors wá ń rí more funds. Làwọn senators and honourable members náà ní more funds. There is no honourable member in Nigeria today who has a constituency project of less than £1 billion. Quote me anywhere. So when you see an honourable member tẹ ránṣẹ́ tó bá ń ṣe nǹkan, ẹ má rò pé owó ọwọ́ ẹ̀ ló fi ń ṣe o. Ṣé rí President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his wisdom, wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ayé kó káwọn èèyàn kó rọrùn fáwọn èèyàn bá ṣe ní rọrùn dé náà lójúdò. And you know what he did? He increased the allocation, the constituency project from honourable members. Tẹ́lẹ̀ tó bá wá látọ̀ṣun, honourable members from Osun, their constituency project before, constituency in capital, was less than 200 million. As of today, there is no honourable member from Osun State. Quote me, Honourable Wole Oke is now in our party. The party can make findings. There is no honourable member in Osun State who has a constituency project less than £1 billion. Now, there is no senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria tó ní constituency project less than £2 billion. We are not exposing anybody, but these are facts.
So he said that we are not exposing anybody, but these are facts. Yes, there are facts. And the former arrest member from Osun State, David, it's called David thereabout, knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about in terms of what he and his colleague have been earning, especially under the Tinubu administration. Currently, now 1 billion. How can 1 billion be given to somebody? How many 100 members do we have in the House of Assembly? About 400 and something. How many Senate? 109 Senate. Look at the money being allocated to them by this federal government. And that is why when he calls for them to do his dirty job in terms of passing of law, they rush. Majority of them rush and go and do it. And look at them. These are fathers and mothers of people that are supposed to be helping the masses. Just look at these people. I think it's wrong. It's wrong. What is the worth of that project? How has that project affected the lives of people in those constituencies as we speak now, with this amount of money being given to them? I think it's so sad that we are. Don't watch that video again. Go back and rewatch the video. No honourable member, no senator, respectively, received less than 1 billion and 2 billion respectively. Sorry for that, for the typo error. But for a constituency project in Nigeria, I think it's so sad. It's so sad that we have come to this. It's so sad that money is involved grossly in our politics. This is corruption for me. If you calculate the number of honorable members in Nigeria, calculate the number of senators in Nigeria, multiply those money individually, but you will see that it is. We've not seen them build hospitals. We've not even seen them provide drugs for majority of them. even put a borehole in their constituency. But this money is being pumped to them as a means for them to carry out the president bidding going forward. And that's why you see most of them cross-carpeted, because when you cross-carpet from the PDP to the APC, once you come to the APC as a rep member, there are additional incentives added to you. Listen, guys, I don't think we can sustain this as a country. When the president is talking about the future that there will be no country if he doesn't see this economic purge we are having in this country should be done on these senators. This economic purge should not be burden, should not be putting on Nigerians. That is the reality. We are having an economic purge currently in the country, and people are suffering. And these men are receiving 1 billion, 2 billion naira as constituency project that doesn't even affect the life of the people they are leading in their constituency. It doesn't. So, guys, let me know what you want to react to today. Just go to the comment section, go to the chat section of this video. We'll see how like 4 minutes, and tell me what you think about the headline stories you've had today, from the video of the day to the news of video being rearranged in court on a fresh case, on a fresh matter that had to do with cyberbullying of Nollywood actress Iyabo Ojo, Tonto Dike, and I think a music producer, or was he a film producer, Sunday something. Also, what you think about Atiku revealing his coalition partners ahead of 2027? Like I said, they have to be strong for them to defeat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if that will be possible. What do you also think about calls for the JAMB registrar to step down? I don't know what you think, but I'm not in your mind, but you can tell me what you feel with regards to these stories this morning, as we continue to look at stories left, right, center. There are other stories elsewhere. Let me see. There are other stories elsewhere with respect to the crisis, the Labour Party. Let's see quickly. Okay. There are other stories elsewhere with respect to the crisis, the Labour Party. Let me just go to this comment section and let me know what you think with regards to these 4 stories and the video we have just video of the day that we have just laid out. Okay. Lagos Labour Party crisis. Group accused Abure of implementing APC agenda. So that is added to what we have. Then way out from banditry insurgency by ex-general security expert. We know. Sorry, please. So go tell me what you think about the stories and hit the like button, hit the notification bell as we draw the curtain to the show today. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you on Monday, with a brand new edition of the Headlines of Pondering Nigeria. See you from me and my crew. Thank you so much this morning.